Week 15. Can't believe I'm here. Getting a bit more anxious by the day because this is a big week for me this week. This week is the week that I lost the twins. And basically, sorry, my battery is actually quite low. Could have picked a better time to record. Basically this week is the week that I actually lost the twins. At 15 weeks, 4 days. That's when I was told that they'd passed away. And that's when the traumatizing stages began, really, for me. It wasn't just the passing away of the twins that did it for me. It was everything that came after, because I think it's after 14 weeks, but don't quote me, it may have changed. You can no longer have a DNC and you can no longer just take a pill. So it's a case of actually having to give birth. I was actually terrified of giving birth, which is why when I was told George would be a C-section, I was secretly very happy about it. I've always been scared of giving birth. I don't know why. But when I had this miscarriage, they said I had to. I had no choice, basically. And I had to go and do it. Anyway, that was 2 days later. So after I'd been told that they'd passed away, I had to go home, just carry on with life as normal, with a bump for 2 days, like working, going to the shops, looking after George, having a bath. It's just a constant reminder when it's there. So this was a big milestone for me to pass, really, in many ways, because it's nerve-wracking. Obviously, I want it to all go smoothly, but if it doesn't, I know where I'm at and what I've got in front of me. Either way, it's got to come out, hasn't it? And quite scary, really, when I think about it. I think that was the thing that traumatised me the most, if I'm honest, that whole ordeal. But anyway, 15 weeks, feeling a lot more awake. I actually said to my friend yesterday that the nausea had gone, but this morning I was throwing up again. So it's absolutely not gone yet. My bump is growing. It grows more towards the night. I don't know what yours are like, but basically that's it there. I can feel flutters now. Not all the time, just sometimes. So please don't worry if you don't feel anything at the moment. That is really early. In fact, I started feeling flutters around 11 weeks. Milestone is 15 weeks, 4 days that I need to hit. And if I don't hit 15 weeks, 4 days, well, I will. Hopefully I will hit 15 weeks, 4 days. Yeah, fingers crossed. I mean, I need to. I think I'm scared every time I go for a wee again this week. I'm getting the Doppler out a lot more than I was before. I've had it out morning, night time when I get home from work. It does really, really make me feel better. And I know not everyone agrees with them, but it's really, really helped to ease my anxiety. Because basically, if I didn't have that, I would be going for scans every week, at least once a week. And before the scan, I would be literally terrified. So for me, it's been a godsend. This week, I am feeling anxious, feeling a bit worried. You see, what happened after the twins was I had 2 other miscarriages, which I've mentioned in a previous video. One was at 6 weeks, and then the other one was just before 6 weeks. So very, very early miscarriages. But I think in my head, I just didn't think I'd be able to get past this 15 weeks, 4 days. Yeah, it's been a funny week, really. But this week we are off to Gulliver's World. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. I really need a nice break with Danny and George. We're not staying over or anything. We're just going for the day. It's going to be really, really hot. The weather's been amazing here. Summer holidays are in full swing. Luckily, the grandparents are helping out so I can carry on working a little bit. And I'm hoping that everything goes smoothly this week. And if it does, I've got another scan next week, which will be a 16-week scan because I'm on something called the Rainbow Pathway. The rainbow pathway, if you've not watched any of my previous videos, it's when you've had multiple miscarriages, I think it's 3 or more, you go on the rainbow pathway, and it just means that you get a bit more, you get seen a little bit more reassurance. Sorry, it's that time of night. Bit more reassurance. I will go in for the 16-week scan, and I will have my cervix measured at the same time or just after, and they will check that that is actually okay. The reason why they're checking that is because basically I had some people have miscarriages because they've got a short cervix, and if you've got a short cervix, it can mean that you go into labour early, or you can't carry the baby past a certain weight. So I'm glad they're checking this. Bit nervous because if it is short, I will have to have a stitch in it. Makes me feel sick. But I'll do anything I can to keep this. So, but I'm hoping it's okay. Another reason why it might be short is because when I went for my smear test after George, I had abnormal cells. So I had to have them burnt away. And when you have them burnt away, they actually cut some of your cervix away. And when I looked in that blooming thing, it looked like they'd cut my whole cervix away. Honestly, it was not a nice thing to see. But anyway, so I'm hoping that it is long enough to carry a baby. Otherwise, I'm going to have that. And the thought of anyone going near there, apart from Danny, obviously, because we're still, you know, active. Sorry, mum, dad, parents. Anything other than that scares me, really. I don't really like the thought of anything near my areas at the moment. No bleeding, still needing a wee all the time, really thirsty, really moody. Don't say that out loud. I hope Danny's not watching this, because then he'll be like, ha, I knew it was you. So I've been saying it's him, you see. I've been saying he's moody. Actually, could be me, but it is slightly him as well. Probably mainly me though. Anyway, so that's where we're at. We're at 15 weeks. Everything is going okay. We've got a good week planned today. Going to keep this week, sorry. I'm going to keep my mind active and busy, and hopefully I can make it past that milestone. So fingers crossed. So today is scan day at Blackpool Victoria Hospital. Nervous because the last scan that I went for at Blackpool Victoria Hospital, it's 16-week scan, which is a bit of a random time to have one, but this one was the one that they told me that the babies were gone. And I think probably I've been leading up to this. I've been wondering why I'm so anxious. And I don't know whether it's to get past these scans, you know, like these 16-week and the 20-week scan. So then I feel like I won't experience the same thing again. I'm just so worried to experience the same thing again, I think. So I feel like it's deja vu almost. Does that make sense? So I think that's what I'm worried about. I've got a strong feeling now that my cervix measurement is actually at 20 weeks, which they told me they'd do at 16 weeks, but actually I think it's at 20 weeks, which I don't know whether that's a bit too late. So I'm going to raise that with them today, because at the end of the day, if I had a short cervix and the baby's getting heavier and heavier, by 20 weeks, if that's the case, then it could be gone, couldn't it? You know, something bad could happen. So I need to kind of make sure I'm right in what I'm thinking there. And I don't need to go before 20 weeks, because around 20 weeks, I'm actually in London for a few days. And obviously we're going to be walking around a lot. And I think I'm going to be panicking if I've not been for that cervix check. So I'm going to find that out today, and I've got the scan later on. So wish me luck. Just come back from the 16-week scan. The scan I've been dreading. Don't know why I've been dreading it so much. I've just been worrying so much. I think it was definitely because of the link with the twin one. Anyway, got in there, paid for a picture. Well, Danny did, because it was his turn. And then she sat down and she was like, yeah, so today's to measure your cervix. We'll have a quick look at the baby, but mainly here to measure your cervix. I was like, oh. Anyway, I started panicking then because my health anxiety goes whoop. As soon as it's looking at anything that is linked with the big C word, it scares me, especially as I had a loop diathermy 3 years ago because I had abnormal smears. Well, I can't have my smear test this year because I'm pregnant. Anyway, when she said she was going to be looking at my cervix, I started thinking, what if they've left a cell in there? What if it's turned cancerous? What if it's just bad news? What would I do? And my mind sometimes runs away with me, and I started thinking, obviously I carry the baby still. But then I started thinking, I wonder if you can have treatment when you're having the baby. I mean, this is what my mind does anyway. So I'm glad I didn't know that I was going for my cervix measurement today. I thought I knew, but then I thought, no, actually, it's 20 weeks because that's when I got the appointment through. Didn't realise. Sorry, I've been eating crisps. Didn't realise that it was today. They measure it again at 20 weeks. Anyway, baby's fine. Looking big compared to last time. Only been 2 weeks, but it feels like a lifetime ago. But only got a quick look at the baby. And then started measuring my cervix. Started panicking because she was taking a while. And then she was like, I'm going to have to get a second opinion. Well, that was it. I was like, is something wrong? She said, no. She said, it's just the measurement needs to be 25. And I'm just getting it very close to that. So I'm not sure if you will need a stitch or not. She called the woman in. Couldn't believe it. Who was it? The woman that told me the twins had died, and she was quite not very nice to me at the last scan. Not the one where they died, the one before. She was quite abrupt and quite harsh and a bit, I don't know, just not very nice. So anyway, she said, oh, we've got so-and-so here to come and have a look. And I thought, oh, fuck. Anyway, she popped her head round. She was nice enough. Anyway, she was really nice, actually, because I was actually measuring 28 and a half, whatever it is. I don't know whether it's centimetres, millimetres. I don't know. I don't care, but it's over the 25. So I don't have to have the stitch at the moment. So I'm made up. So I think I'm going to celebrate tonight. Celebrating now with crisps. I'm going to celebrate tonight with some ice cream. So happy. I will have to have my cervix measured again. Like 20 weeks. I don't know why. Maybe it can shrink or I don't know, but it's all good. And I can feel in her mover more. She's getting stronger with her little kicks and her little punches, which is really good. I'm hoping by 4 weeks' time, I won't be terrified for the scan because I'll know she's all right. Well, I'll know she's all right as in alive. But once I get to that 20-week scanning, if everything's okay then, I'll be really, really happy. And I might actually be able to relax. I might not, but I might. Anyway, and that's where I'm at. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have eaten while I'm recording this. I'm just being a pig. Trying to get it down my neck before George comes over and I have to share them.